Hello, Twitch and YouTube. So we're gonna pick up from where we left off last time in the Long Dark. So this will be, even though I'm recording this on September the 30th, this will be the episode for, well, be the beginning of the episode for October the 15th. So early night. Have some idea of what I want to do, but now we're thinking about doing that. I still have to sort out. It's been a while since I've launched, done a bunch of Frostpunk, which actually a lot of the Frostpunk will be coming out after this, at this point. But that's what I'm going to do. So I've got a bunch of cured gut there. I don't think I need that much cured gut. Yeah, I don't need that much cured gut. So let's see what the weather is like outside. Probably pretty bad. Would not be surprised if it's bad. But yeah, this should be the October 15th episode, and I think I might have enough time for another one after this one. So I'm about 15, 16 days ahead on recording, as far as Long Dark is concerned. So if you're watching this and you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them. If it's about the episode, might not necessarily remember it, and I'll have to rewatch the episode, but I can probably work with that. That's not going to be a problem. If it's about game mechanics, I can probably answer it regardless. This one I'm trying to be reasonably knowledgeable about Long Dark. This run, assuming everything goes to plan, will go either until I die, or until I finish mapping the map. This playsection I'm hoping to get the bear coat done, and maybe start to head over to begin preparation on the moose hide. Do you have anything? I want to check to see if we've got anything cooked in here. Or if I've got to do more cooking. Probably have to do more cooking. Do I have meat in the inventory? I do have. Okay, so I got some cooked meat, so we can sleep. We can happily sleep. Chair, bench, book. That's what we're looking for. Don't think we got 8 hours of sleep in our character. I think it was like 6, but 8 will make sure we get the whole sleep in one go. Assuming if the weather isn't bad, we're probably going to try to start making the move to over to the camp office. Trappers is a pretty nice place if you like hunting moose, but we don't necessarily...
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Well, there won't be another moose for a while, because we just hunted the moose. And we're not immediately going to go hunt that bear. Okay, we've got plenty of water. Yeah, having well fed back means we've got a lot of carrying capacity now, and we can start to be a lot more mobile. Let's try to get the moose meat outside. It doesn't really matter anymore that we've got cooking 5. Whether the moose goes bad or not. Okay. So, based on that aurora, now is a bad time to be heading to the camp office. What else productive can we do around here? We've got meat, so we're not in a rush to move. At the same time, I don't got much fuel. Fuel, I think, is going to be the problem here, with lack of fuel. Yeah, I got 6 sticks and 2 coal. So let's see if I can get out and get some fuel in the Aurora safe. Oh, actually, if it's an Aurora, it could technically be light in here, and I can be productive inside. Yes, productive inside. Okay, so let's try to work on this bear coat a bit. Oh, so apparently, Trappers has no electrical lighting. Well, boo. Okay, so Trappers has no electrical lighting, otherwise I could do work on the bear coat. We want to finish up the bear coat as soon as possible, because it's going to help us a lot with being warm. It's going to be, in this situation, it's going to be like, no, in this case, there's going to be a whole +8 temp. Which would actually be enough to get us to, like, -1 chevron instead of -3. So that's not a small feat. Bear coat is strong. Got some quantum stacked sticks here. Quantum stack is what I use to refer to when you've got multiple respawning items that have spawned on top of each other. It usually happens when the pass that's meant to clear respawning items fails. In the case of coal, it can get sometimes hilarious, where you'll have like lots and lots and lots of coal in one spot. Because those are the scenarios where the despawn mechanic failed. And if that happens, you can really get a lot of coal in one little spot. Okay, what's the temperature here? -18. So if I light a match, I light a torch and start a fire, I can probably harvest each of these limbs with 1 coal each. Assuming the weather doesn't get worse. And this should hopefully up the amount of fuel I have by quite a bit. Yeah, in this point in the run, we're just crafting the final last couple of hide items we want for a good set. So we can be very efficient when we get to actually mapping. So we'll soon move on to mapping. Don't think I can get close enough this one yet. No. We're gonna have to move the fire. Which is fine. Oh, that's why I screwed up. I should have put some water on the cook while we were chopping that tree. Nope. Stop being able to pull a torch at the last possible moment. It's fine. I'll just stick a torch in it. Like so. We can go over this one and start stacking fire.
Makes my head feel thick.
And this is how I usually go about gathering lots of firewood for things like fishing or major cooking projects. Coal is very good at generating temperature, but it's less efficient than limbs being turned into branches. So you can do something like this, where you put 1 piece of coal on the fire.
Too cold to think.
To very rapidly get warm. I'm actually going to question for a moment whether or not this one's going to get warm enough. I think the temperature dropped. Yeah, I think the temperature may have dropped why I moved. We'll find out in a moment. Oh, no, it's going to be just warm enough.
Thank goodness. Made it through another night.
Looks like the temperature dropped even
Or
more.
if I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, looks like the temperature dropped even more. Sounds like the wind's also picking up, so I'm not going to try to go for the third one. I'm going to try to, if I can, keep the fuel on us. Just take a charcoal. Just need charcoal. There's one.
So cold.
If I can manage to keep this fire, I'll
Just
go ahead and do some
lay
cooking
down for a bit.
inside the hut over here. Otherwise, I'm going to do a little bit of crafting in the hut. Yeah, I'll start a fire and cook if I can keep the fire alive long enough to keep the camp. Or get to the hut. the cabin. See if I can use the correct verbiage and manage. If I can get to the hut with fire alive, I'll do a little bit of cooking. If I can't, I'll do crafting instead. Just long enough to warm me up. Ah. That was about the worst possible time that could have done. All the meat back on the floor. Just as I was about to step inside, the torch goes out.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
So let's put a couple hours on this. Let's try 3 hours and see how warm that gets us. Okay, that gets us all the way warm. It gets us dehydrated, which I suppose, for the purposes of getting ready to eat our meat here, is about perfect. So now we don't lose any water when we eat the meat. And then we can rehydrate. Alright, so I now have 6 kilograms, or 7 kilograms of fuel on me. Oh, tinder plugs. So obviously we don't want to be running around this much weight. The torch is so the torch, actually, the torch won't disappear in that situation. No, it won't. Okay. So we want to thin the inventory down a little bit. So what to leave behind? We leave the torch behind, and probably leave some fuel behind. I'll actually leave... I can leave it outside as well. So. Leave a liter of water.
Too heavy.
Like 4 of you behind. Like 6 of you behind. Yeah, that's about where we want to be from weight perspective. So now we can move pretty much at full speed to get to the camp office. How many arrows do we have? We have 5 arrows. What happened? 6 arrows. Okay, so I think at some point I lost 2 arrows. Which, sometime in the distant future, we may find. So yeah, the immediate plan, I've probably been saying it over and over again, right, is get the deer, or get the bear hide coat done. Then we can probably go to Coastal Highway, where we got the first moose. If it's been long enough, we'll be able to make up the moose hide satchel. And now that we have cooking 5, between the coat, the satchel, cooking 5, we should be pretty much good to go to start mapping. There may be some advantage with, say, trying to level like archery a little bit more aggressively. In which case I may want to prep a second bow. That's the plan. We're going into the more dangerous areas, just so I can kill the wolves a little bit easier. Higher level archery increases the likelihood that you kill a wolf in situations where you hit the wolf with the bow, but don't get a headshot. I think even very minor level archery skills will give you insta-kills with a headshot, but you need it for the other parts of the body where you're only relying on the high crit rate of the bow. We probably also would have brought the moose down sooner, had we been running with higher archery skill. That was, what, only 2 episodes ago, so that would have been 13th for you? 13th of November, or 13th of October.
Can't feel my feet.
So we did just loot a piece of coal there. How warm is it? Slash cold is it? Hey, that offers us an opportunity. That is invalidated by the fact that the land here is not
Die
warm
if I
enough.
don't
Okay.
warm up soon.
So I can spend that piece of coal to turn this, I believe it's a fir branch next to me, into 3 pieces of fir, which is something like 3 hours of fuel. So I can basically turn 1 hour of fuel into 3 hours of fuel.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Because it's a bit more into the day, it's probably warm enough. I'm not going to get a lot of time on the fire bonus. So instead, I've gone ahead and placed a couple extra sticks into the fire. Can I get you without the temperature dropping
Pack
to
is getting kind of heavy.
nothing? No. Though it looks like it has warmed up. So I might have just thrown enough sticks on the fire to be able to fire going long enough. So regardless of where I'm going to take the gold drop, which is fine. I'm going to go back to the fire. Rapidly warm up next to this fire. I'm going to take that as an opportunity to actually do some mapping. It's going to take a lot more mapping to get the map done, but every little bit helps. I didn't bring any food with me, just to not have to worry about attracting any wolves. So I can't eat at the moment, but we've got water on us, so I might as well drink it. And we can start walking. And as far as it looks cold, like this looks like cold weather. Apparently, in our gear, this is surprisingly warm. And this is also one of the reasons I try to set out below carrying capacity or at carrying capacity. It's because I know that when I see nice opportunities like that to gather resources, it's always nice to take the opportunity. And in the very near future, we may want that fuel for various things, like harvesting rabbits. So very tempted to harvest this wood, but I don't think we need it, and it's going to be heavy, and we're already walking slow. Oh, and this is cedar too. Yeah, cedar's not as good as fir. I might stop for fir, but cedar's not as valuable.
Starting to weigh me down.
Now that we have cooking 5, when we get to the camp office, we've got that ruined deer meat from the deer the very first time we came through. So we'll be able to consume that deer meat for a food source. So the fact that I'm arriving basically half empty on calories is going to be perfectly fine to me. As you can see, whenever I throw the torch away from us, the torch is giving us a very slight warmth bonus. I think it's the very slight difference between 2 down echelons and 1 down echelon right now. I think it's only providing like a 1 or 2 degree temperature buff. But when you're only talking -9 versus -11, 2 degrees is actually a lot of temperature difference as far as the temperature gauge going down. So even though I'm not actively planning on using this fire when I get where I'm going, that's why I haven't just let it go out. Because it's helping keep us, or keeping me warm during this walk to the office. I think this is where we're going to let the fire go, because I'm not going to use it in the camp office. That campfire I should probably get a lot of use at some point.
Feels like
I tend to like to do a
gear.
lot of outdoor cooking if I can. So I'm going to ruin cooked meat. As you can see, it's cooked, and we have cooking 5, so it offers no malice to us. And stick it next to the door over here. I can find it later. And then we got way too much fuel on us for just casually moving about. Let's go ahead and drop off the fir wood here. And similar sort of thing with the sticks, I don't need 17.6 on me. We gather it up for the future, and the future is not now. Oh, now I have too much water. I should just drop some of the water off. Near the door. When I step in the front door, I know where the water is. There we go. Now we can casually walk around the place a lot quicker. And obviously we're not going to finish making this bear hide in one go, because it's simply, it's like a multi-day project, right? Okay. So with that, there's no light. Does not mean our project for the day is done, because I know I'm going to be hanging around here doing a bunch of crafting. I'm gonna... Oop. Come on, let me hit my snares. I'm gonna prepare the place for doing outdoor activities. So, because I'm gonna be around the area for a while, I'm gonna actually set up the snares. I don't want to leave them up when I'm gonna be outside of the area for, like, multiple days. But if I'm gonna be here and able to check on the snares every 12 hours, setting up the rabbit snares, usually a pretty good idea. And then the other reason I've been harvesting all that fuel is not just so I can go cook whatever rabbits I pull in, but I can put it next to one of the nearby fishing spots, so I can do fishing to save off cabin fever. This is a nice clear night in game. Lets you see the starscape. Really like that starscape. A lot of places you don't get night skies that are clear enough to actually see the stars like that, so it's a nice thing. Oh, we got 3 rabbits out today. Don't worry, rabbits. I'm not gonna hunt you. I'm just sending traps out to kill you. So like that, we've got a small, though not insignificant food source going. Coming out to check on those traps is a good way to sort of save off cabin fever. So I think on average you need to stay outside 6 hours a day to avoid cabin fever. So simply coming out to check your rabbit traps, and what, I think on average you'll have 2 rabbits. Just if you do the cooking and disassembling of the rabbits outside, that's 2 hours a day that you're outside. And because you're doing cooking at that time, right, you're probably got a fire going, so you can do that at night, right? We can enjoy this lovely night sky cooking rabbits, for example. Well, you're a deer. Like most deer. On Interloper, fairly skittish. And so if you're doing a crafting project where you want to be inside 12 hours a day doing the crafting project, coming outdoors for like 2 or something to do rabbit cooking is a good way to actually force yourself to spend some time outside. I hear ptarmigan. Yes, the ptarmigan hound. I didn't know they came out at night. Oops. Not high at this range, apparently. I'm shooting way too high. And that one was too low. And we don't shoot normal arrows at them.
Can't feel my hands.
Because of my bad shooting, we're getting 1 ptarmigan. But 1 ptarmigan is better than no ptarmigans. And where are my other fire arrows? There they go. So yes, if I was a better shot, I probably could have had 4 ptarmigan in there. Which, to be fair, would have given us another crafting project. Okay, how cold is it outside? 10 degrees. I can work with 10 degrees. One of you. Grab all the sticks.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Drop the bird or attracts the wolf. Okay, it's -10 outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw 10 sticks and a fur log on here. We'll have more than enough warmth to sit out here and do some crafting, or do some disassembly of this animal. the carcass.
Come on. Come on.
And this will make us a little bit closer to the upgraded bedroll, which is not what I consider one of
Alright.
the important items, but items that aren't important are still not items not worth getting. We got like another half an hour on that. You can see the damage that making a bear coat has on our poor little knife. So we are going to have to do either a lot of knife maintenance, or we'll have to go make another knife. Or potentially both of them in the long run. Okay, looking at the time, I think this is going to be the episode. So we made a bunch of progress towards getting the bear coat done. And we've moved locations from trappers over to camp office here. I suppose I've also just made a bunch of torches, because if anything I probably put a little too much fuel in the fire. Probably should have gone away with just sticks instead
I need to
of the
drop
furlock.
something.
I knew I needed like 2 hours of fuel on it, but I think the burr gave me more fuel than I sort of expected. I'm too used to using cedar. Fir is better than cedar, is what I'm sort of getting at there. That thought. Used to the inferior product. Okay. So I'm going to take the long rest, and that's where I put the break in between this part and the next part. So if you're watching on this YouTube, you can expect there to be another part tomorrow. And if you're watching on this Twitch, I'm not even going to go away. I'm just going to have our character sleep, and pause the YouTube recording, and then restart the recording. So catch you both in a bit. Just for Twitch, it'll be a shorter bit than for YouTube.